Good evening and welcome to the Livonia City Council. The Honorable Kathleen McIntyre will lead us in a pledge. Will you all rise?
A prayer.
Did I say?
I feel like we just covered this.
In honor of Reserve Officer Tom Gibson, who passed away just a few days ago on August 22nd, I just would like to offer a prayer, and that's, dear God, that we ask you to please comfort the family and the friends of Tom. And we also ask you to watch over all of our public safety and first responders in our city and all over the world. And we ask that you watch over all of us in this fine city of Livonia, and tonight help us to make the very best decisions we can. And thank you for the privilege of another day on this earth and living in this wonderful community. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Councilwoman McIntyre. We'd like to welcome you to the August 26th study session of the Livonia City Council. This meeting sets the agenda for the 1,880th regular meeting, which is a voting meeting that will take place on September 9th of this year. We have no council absences, and we do have new data on item 1. Is there any announcements from the council for any groups or tributes or anything?
Madam
Yes,
President?
go right ahead.
No announcement and no tribute. I would like to refer a matter to the administration and the Department of Law to inquire as to the scheduling of our meetings and the posted times. I think it might be appropriate, as we went from a packed auditorium to just a couple people here, maybe about 7 or 8, that we investigate whether or not we can start the second meeting of subsequent meetings 10 minutes following the conclusion of the first meeting. I think that just might be a little bit more effective if we have a meeting that ends at, say, 7:20, that we would be able to start it at 7:30. I understand that there are scheduling possibilities that would lie within the power of the president. I think I'd like the Department of Law to look at this as to make sure that we are not violating any requirements of the Open Meeting Act. And then report back to us on the possibilities of what we can do. And I think it's just, more than anything else, it's about being efficient with the time of city personnel and city employees and evening meetings, taking them away from their families, and also the public who come out to watch us. Having a half an hour sometimes break between meetings is not necessarily an efficient thing, especially when we're paying for security for the building and like matters. So. That's the justification, so I'd like to offer that as a resolution. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Council Vice President. Good point. All right. Council, any other announcements? Okay, then we'll turn to audience communication. Anyone that's not on the yellow agenda for this evening, if you'd like to approach the podium to my left or right, we'll be happy to hear any comments you may have. Seeing no one, Council, we'll move into our study agenda. This is a study meeting. There will be no votes taken this evening. Council members may, either offer a resolution or a combination of resolutions for each item. The resolutions offered may include an approving and denying or a referring resolution to a committee and or a city department for the report and recommendation. A resolution of no further action may also be offered. There are some items that will simply be received and filed for the information of the City Council. Please note that the items on tonight's agenda will move on to the Monday, August 9th of this year's meeting, where they will be officially voted on. When we call your agenda item, if you'd please proceed to the podium to my left or right and give us your name and address when your item is called. Thank you so much for your cooperation on tonight's meeting. We'll go under New Business Council, which number 1 is a request to waive city ordinance for a Supernatural Brewing and Spirits to host an Oktoberfest event with live music in their parking lot located at 36685 Plymouth Road, Friday, September 20th and Saturday, September 21st from 5 to 12, and Sunday, September 22nd from 12 to 8. And then all of September. No, I'm just joking. Okay, is the gentleman here? Hi there. Come on up.
So I'm Ernie Paxai. I'm one of the owners of Supernatural Brewing and Spirits at 36685 Plymouth Road.
Great. And you want these 3 dates and us to approve them, and are you gonna have outside entertainment as well, or?
Exactly. So on Friday night, we'll just have Papa music for Oktoberfest, and then on Saturday night, we'll have live music, and then also during the day on Sunday, we'll have some local bands that'll be playing in the tent.
Madam President?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Since we have Mr. Picksky here, how's your business doing? You doing good? Is it working out, or?
Pretty good, yeah. People of Livonia have been very kind. One of the things you don't know when you get into one of these things is how exactly everything will go. It's kind of a tough location. That spot, that little corner right there where the Y of Ann Arbor Road and Plymouth Road come together, it's just kind of a weird spot to get in and out of. And I think that's makes it a little bit of a challenge for us on our slower days.
Okay. What do people say about the beer? You
I
get
think
compliments
people
on it, or?
Love the beer, yes.
Good.
And the food. Our food is all fresh, never frozen beef and French fries that start out as actual potatoes and things like that. So.
Well, it all sounds good.
It seems like that should be pretty straightforward. It actually isn't, so.
One would think, huh?
Exactly.
Anything we can do to help out a local business, and this makes sense, and it's, I think, something that we don't necessarily have in Livonia. I don't think we've had an Oktoberfest, have we, recently anyways?
Not that
Had
I
one
know.
last year.
Did we?
That's supernatural.
It was by quick, Jim.
It's great too. Last year, we had a KISS cover band for Oktoberfest, right? I mean, it's just perfect.
Anyways, I'll offer an approving resolution for the consent agenda. Wish you well. Sounds good.
Excellent.
Thank you,
All right.
Council Vice President. Councilman
So
Meeks.
there was an issue of a water bill that was passed due. Has that been taken care of?
Yeah, we talked to our accountants about that, and it was just a miss. So I went in and I paid the due amounts today. The receipt right here. There is still another balance for $1,600, I think, that's due on the 10th of September, and so we'll be paying that before that due date.
And what date are we looking at for the 21st?
The next meeting's at 9th.
Yeah, we can have that paid before the next meeting.
Can you pay it before the next meeting?
Sure.
Great.
Sure.
Okay, then I'll leave it on the consent agenda then.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Anyone from the audience? Thank you. You have an approving on consent.
All right.
Okay, thank
Yep,
you, sir,
thank
for
you very
coming
much.
in. Yes. Item 2 is a request to approve and recognize the Clarenceville High School Homecoming Parade to be held on Friday, October 4th of this year. Request to approve the parade route and the closing of certain city streets, and request to designate authorized Senior Police Officer Michael how do you say his last? Akalian.
Arcalian.
Arkalian. Is that right? Arkalian? Okay, great.
Close enough.
Thank you, Michael, for mispronouncing your name. To sign the Wayne County Road Commission permit on behalf of the city to close a portion of Middle Belt Road, with the city to assume liability for any damage claims which may arise as a result of the road closure. Okay, and you are,
I'm Terry Warman of Clarenceville School District. The address is 20210 Middle Belt Road, Livonia, 48152.
great.
Madam President,
Yes, go right ahead.
this is a long-standing tradition for Clarenceville, so I'll be happy to offer an approving resolution and place it on the consent agenda with no objections.
Great. You have an approving, just if I may warn you, he likes batons, so be careful.
I
I'm only
did-
joking with you.
Mr. Murphy also requests a time change
Oh, to what?
to 5:30 to 6:15 due to the football game time schedule.
Councilman Meekum, what do you think?
I think we can handle that.
Okay. We're gonna handle that for him, he said, so 5:30, is that on consent, right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
5:30
Anybody
to
else?
6:15.
Got it.
Okay,
Great.
thank you.
Have a great time.
Thanks.
Uh-huh. Alrighty, item 3 then, is there anyone from the audience wishing to speak to that? We have a real light audience, for those of you at home, the mayor's here, and a few other people, but that's about it at the moment. So thank you, Mayor, for being here. Item 3 is a request for authorization to sell city-owned property acquired through Wayne County Tax Foreclosure Program using funds from the Federal Community Development Block Grant Program. Hi, Brandy, go ahead.
Good evening. I'm here just requesting approval to sell the property on Merriman, 9823 Merriman. This property was actually purchased back in 2017 and utilized by the Livonia Trades School Program for education. So over the past couple years, the students at Churchill learned electrical, plumbing, heating, finished carpentry. They constructed a garage, and now we're finished and ready to sell. I do have one correction on the agenda. The sale price is actually $173,600. The $167,000 is the appraised value. So Mr. Cruton submitted a purchase offer for $173,600, and we would like to approve that offer. It is a VA mortgage.
Okay, so you have that correction, everyone. Is there any movement on this? Yes, go right ahead, Councilwoman McIntyre.
As we've discussed a lot in this body, we think that this is just such a great program for a number of reasons, and I'm very happy to offer supporting resolution and put it on consent. Is there any prohibition, Paul, from putting these items on consent? There's not, is there? If no one has any objections.
Great, great. Anybody else? Anyone from the audience again? Okay, Brandy, you have an approving on consent. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Certainly. Item 4 is a request to waive the city's noise ordinance. Matt, are you here, Hickman? Okay. Traffic Operations Engineer Taylor, STSC, State of Michigan Department of Transportation, in conjunction with the I-275 rehab project from Ford Road, M153 to 6 Mile Road. Go right ahead, sir.
Good evening, Madam President. I'll
Oh,
start
you're
out with
gonna
this.
do it. Okay, go right ahead.
From the engineering department's perspective, we received a confirmation from MDOT that they're going to be doing improvements along I-275 from Ford Road to 6 Mile next year in 2020, of which one of those will be a bridge enhancement at 5 Mile Crossing as part of our bike walk plan. So we're looking forward to that improvement. But Adam Penstadler here from MDOT Taylor TSC is here to answer any questions, but looking to put this information into their bid documents, again, to ask for a noise ordinance waiver. Again, that helps expedite the project, and then obviously we want to make sure that we can complete it to ensure that motorists can hopefully enjoy a project that's completely and maybe in a more expeditious manner with the noise waiver ordinance. And with that, I'll turn it over to Adam with any further questions. He's the project and contracts administration engineer for MDOT Taylor TSC.
Great.
Thank you. I'm also the design project manager for this project, so in case you have any questions on it, I can speak to
Certainly. Councilman,
Madam President.
Vice President.
Can you give us a brief, although I understand we don't need to get into this right now, and I'm sure you will do a lot of public communication. Can you give us a brief overview of what work you will be doing from Ford Road to 6 Mile? Is it going to be something like what we saw further north on 275 a few years ago?
No, not quite the same. This is going to be a rehabilitation project from Ford Road through 6 Mile. It's actually Ford Road to 5 Mile is the road work, and then up to 6 Mile is the next bridge where we end. So that's why it kind of goes through that limits. It's a composite pavement, which is asphalt on top of concrete. We are going to strip off that asphalt layer, just mill off that asphalt, and then pave new asphalt on top of it, as well as rehabbing about 20 structures that are through that area, just trying, while we're in the area, try to get through and make sure that they are lasting as long as possible, and replacing a couple of culvert crossings across the freeway through there. So this is mainly going to be rehabilitation work, mainly in HMA. What we did to the north, we broke up all that concrete pavement, we ripped it all out, we had concrete batch plats on site, and we repaved all that. We're not doing that. There's not going to be the pavement breaking like the concrete that there was last time. There's not going to be any concrete batch plants. This is going to be an asphalt project, which is simply just going to grind off that 3 inches of asphalt that's out there and put another 3.5 inches back.
So it's going to be a less intense project. Is it something that you would anticipate a lot of work at night, or is this just to kind of cross the Ts and dot the Is?
More to cross the Ts and dot the Is. There are some operations that do have to happen at night. Some of the bridge work is temperature sensitive and does happen to be needing at night. It's not necessarily super loud. It is a construction project. I'm not going to stand in front of you and tell you it's quiet. It is construction, but it's not going to be like the project we had to the north. So we are looking for a waiver of the noise so that we can do some of those operations at night, as well as there will be some occasional Sunday work. I'm not looking at every Sunday, but there would be some occasional work on Sundays as well.
Okay. I'll offer an approving for consent.
Okay, approving on consent, Councilman Meekum.
Well, while we have you, I'm going to take advantage of the time.
Absolutely.
It goes back to I-96. Our biggest complaint that I hear from many neighbors is the landscaping looks horrible. And is there anything we can do about that? I go, well, it's a state project, so we have to get in contact with MDOT. So I know you're not gonna solve that issue tonight, so can you at least pass it along that there are many people that are unhappy. I mean, it looks like just growing weeds. And I know the tractors can't get along those sides because they're so steep. So either we designed it poorly, or can you come up with some kind of answer for us to why it looks so bad?
I absolutely will take that message back and relay that. I would like to let this council know that we are looking at the area, not only the landscaping that you see out there, but also we're looking at solving the problem with the seepage of the water through the wall. So this is an area that we're looking at studying. We're not walking away and washing our hands of it. We realize that there is an issue, and it is something that we are looking to address hopefully sometime in the future. We just don't have an answer right now as to what exactly went wrong and how to go about fixing that.
Okay. But we are getting, phone calls and emails regarding how high it's been.
Absolutely.
I know it's been a tough grow year for the state of Michigan, but we still need to do a better job of making sure it looks good.
Absolutely, thank you.
Anyone else? Councilwoman White?
Back to the I-275 project, I don't know if you said when it's supposed to begin, but can you state that for the public, your anticipated?
Absolutely, it'll be next year's construction season. We don't have our contractor on board yet, because we haven't gone through letting, we're still in the design phase, but I anticipate this to be April through November.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Anyone from the audience? Well, thank you, MDOT, for being here. Thanks for all the hard work you do, too, for
Thank
our
you.
state. Appreciate
Appreciate
it.
that. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. Bye-bye. Item 5 is a request to authorize payment to the Detroit Edison Engineering Division. Go right ahead, Mr. Zalinsik.
Again, as you see out there, our contractor's working between Merriman and Middlebelt on the north side of 5 Mile to replace the 12-inch water main through pipe bursting methods to keep the existing location of that water main. As you know, we had to take some streetlights out in order to accommodate the locations of future gate wells and for the boring locations. So upon completion, we're looking to get the lights reinstalled and put them back so it's bright and make it safe for our residents to traverse that area. Just for your information, we are shutting down that westbound lane, curb lane, to allow the contractor, he's working from Henry Ruff to Merriman, to access that through his equipment and materials. Then he'll continue on working eastward from Henry Ruff to Middlebelt. But looking for your approval for the amount of $43,189.61 to come back and bore the conduit and then reinstall the lights that they had taken out previously. If any further questions, I'll be happy to answer those.
Thank you very much. Direction, council, comments?
Madam Chair?
Yes, go right
I'd be
ahead.
happy to offer the approving resolution on consent if there's no objection.
Thank you. We have an approving on consent. Anyone else? Anyone from the audience? Madam Clerk, approving on consent. Item 6, request to approve an establishment of improvement bonds engineering division. Go right ahead, Mr. Zelinski.
A little bit of good news, again, development taking place over there on Farmington Road, just south of 8 Mile, west of Farmington. It's called Capri Street Condominiums, approximately 16 home sites with the outlot along Farmington. Again, looking for the improvement bonds that we've established based on our ordinance. Looking for your approval to, again, have those bonds taken in case there is any issues. Something did happen out there, and again, the developer having the contribution aid for streetlights and trees and street name signs and traffic control devices, and along with the soil erosion control. So just looking for your approval to, again, establish the bonds, and then come back to city council upon acceptance and completion to then release those back to the developer once it's been accepted. Thank you.
Great. Okay. Did you understand all that? Direction, comments? Yes, yes, go right ahead. Don't be shy.
I would like to, I'm happy to offer the approving resolution on consent.
Great. Okay, we have approving on consent. Is there anyone else? Is there anyone from the audience? If not, that is our last item. We'll go back to audience communication. We're all set. We are adjourned.
Next week meeting might be a quick one.